Hi guys, welcome back to WorldCupPreview.com, and now we're into Group C,
which is consisting of England, USA, Algeria, and Slovenia.
Okay.
Algeria.
Alright.
Algeria is nicknamed Desert Foxes.
The Desert Foxes, right? I'd like to ask, would the real Algeria please stand up? They're the most unpredictable side you'll see in the last African Nations Cup. They beat they got humbled by Malawi 3-0. I don't know about you, but Malawi isn't quite an
African powerhouse.
It's not a powerhouse at all. They're not in the World Cup, just so you know. They're not coming up in any of the groups. 3-0.
Malawi.
That's a very bad result for a team that's already qualified for the World Cup.
Then Algerian team?
Yeah, it's the African Nations Cup.
Okay.
Yeah. And then in the quarterfinals against the Ivory Coast, who are arguably the strongest African side, they eliminated them 3-0. So it was a great result for the Algerians. And then come to the semi-finals.
That's a real Algeria there.
Yeah, I don't know. And then the semi-finals comes along. The Egyptians, who they beat in that famous playoff to get into the World Cup 1-0. They got smashed 4-0 in that semi-final in the African Nations Cup. And some really inconsistent results. I don't know which team.
Egypt.
Really, Egypt's well, that's a whole other story. They should be in the World Cup, but they're not. But anyway, it's a bit strange. They're a very inconsistent side. They are capable of turning it on, but sometimes they just don't. They don't have much firepower in attack. I think that's a bit of a problem. They've got a lot of pace from the back, from their wingers and things like that, but the actual strikers aren't there. We've got another Portsmouth player in here too, Belhaj, he's another Portsmouth player, so it's strange the amount of Portsmouth players playing in World Cups.
Another interesting thing in Algeria, I'm not sure the exact number, but it's 11 or 9 French-born players.
Oh right, yeah.
In the Algerian team, so pretty much.
I think Nasri could have played for Algeria.
Zidane could have played for Algeria.
He's probably wishing that he played for Algeria after his snub, you know.
Oh yeah,
from the French team.
Once again, Dominic.
Well, why did it come back to him? I don't know. Always. Anyway.
So yeah, all these French-born players. They were born, raised in France. They grew up, got trained there. The academies over there, and mainly because they couldn't play for France. Yeah. They've chosen to play for Algeria. Yeah. I think the best Algerian players play for France. Like Zidane from unfortunately, if Algeria had Zidane, they could have won a World Cup.
You never know.
You never know, Yeah, but they could have Zidane and Nasri could have done it as well. But yeah, so all these French-born players playing consistently in French leagues, that's an advantage in itself, and that will give them strength. And that's probably the reason why they've qualified. Their influence, and on the other hand, other teams, with the team they've played off against Egypt had mainly Egyptian-based players, so that's probably the reason why they didn't go. But it's done and dusted now, and so
it's just a matter of which team turns up for Algeria. But I just think they lack the firepower to cause any problems in this group.
Algeria has some history in the World Cup. In 1982.
Oh, that was very interesting, yeah.
They won 2 games in 1992, they beat West Germany.
And usually when you get 6 points in a group...
Well, 4 points back then.
But back then it was only 2 points for a win. But let's just say it's 6 points. And if when you get 6 points in a group, you usually qualify. But I mean, has there ever been an instance where you haven't? Anyway, what actually happened was, I think, you go on, yeah.
What happened is that... in the final game, back then the final 2 games weren't playing at the same time.
Yeah, so, and there was funny business, some real funny business going on.
And because of that, the last 2 teams who play, they know what they have to do to progress.
So Germany just was it
Germany, Austria,
and Germany just scored the first goal.
Yep. So
and it was 1-0, and they knew 1-0 would take
both Austria and Germany to the next round at the expense of Algeria.
And it was very anti-football.
Well, pretty much. Germany scored after 10 minutes, yeah.
And they're just kicking the ball like this, back and forth.
If you watch highlights of the game, you probably find on YouTube somewhere. You watch highlights of the game, you see it. 1 goal after 10 minutes, and then the rest, nothing, just passing.
Just aimless passing.
The fans weren't too happy. They came to see. They want to see a competitive game. even the Austrians and Germans weren't happy with their own teams because they wanted them to, you know, they're neighbours, but also, you know, like friendly enemies as well in football.
Yeah,
so
that's correct.
You know,
I mean, it was complete opposite of FIFA, not for the good of the game at all. So.
And because of that game, because of that incident, Algeria knocked out, but FIFA decided to play the final games
simultaneously. So none of this funny business anymore.
Yeah. So Algeria maybe want to get some revenge for that.
Yeah.
I can't see get out of this group, but we'll talk about that at the end of this group, of this presentation. Yep.